got no gloves on. It's kind of a new segment I've came up with. It's called Will It Work Wednesday. Technically it's Thursday morning, but that's okay. We have 2015 MacBook Air test machine, Sans logic board. I have an experiment to do. This is not really a board repair video. This is more of an experiment. I read on a certain Wikipedia page that if you have certain boards that do not detect the camera, you can clean the ME region and it may work. And I had a great idea. I've got boards that are not seeing the camera. Now this is a 2015 chassis, so we have two 820-00165 boards that we will test. This is a 3437 board, so we would need a 2013 to 14 chassis, which of course I have. So we'll save that one for last. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I figured we'll at least start with these two boards. What we're going to do, these two boards are not recognizing the camera. We're going to take and clean the ME region on both these boards and see if that fixes them. This is just a test. I have not worked on either one of these boards in about 6 months. Although I did put a note on this one. It's kind of foresight. It says camera not detected, clean ME region question mark. So I was thinking ahead. And then this one I actually put a post-repair function checklist in, where I actually repaired this board and it says no camera detected. We're going to try to clean the ME regions on both these boards and see if it detects the camera. So, step one, just to prove there's no camera detected, we're going to open up these boards and install them and make sure there is in fact no camera detected, because we don't want any shenanigans going on here. So we're going to pull this board out. This is an 820-00165, a 1.6 gigahertz Core i5, 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. And I probably did logic board repair on this board, which I don't remember what I've done. Sure, I've got it written down somewhere. You can see I may have reflowed the SMC. I don't know. We're going to, well, this is going to serve two purposes, really. We're going to, make sure that the board works, and we're going to see if the camera is in fact not recognized. Oops. So we're going to do a somewhat janky install job here. Really all we want to do is somewhat install the board. We don't need Wi-Fi or anything. We just want to make sure that the board works and the camera is not detected. Now I have, and I'll probably do another video soon, but I have one of these 00165 boards that U3900 is actually shorted and is getting super hot, and I'm going to do a video of me replacing U3900 to see if it fixes it. Not a lot of videos out of people doing that because it's, from what I understand, it's somewhat difficult. Now, in order for us to see if the camera is recognized, we do have to plug the camera in. That is a key component. Just get our trackpad plugged in. Go and do our keyboard backlight. Okay, LCD. And we're going to go ahead and pop one logic board screw into this just to make sure it's not moving around. And I'm not going to bother popping an SSD in here, so we'll just boot externally. This, by the way, is my big box of A1466 screws from all the dead MacBooks that I've worked on. Some have given up their screws graciously for our cause. We are going to steal a DCN cable. That is not the correct one. That is not the correct one. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Hook up the battery. Alright. We're going to fire this up and see. I don't know if the battery's charged or not on my test machine. We're going to find out. Option boot. Oh, that's right, we don't have a fan or anything plugged in, so we're going to have to make this quick. The CPU is getting hot. Ouch. So it is in fact booting. We're just going to do a quick check to make sure the camera is not working. Even though you can see or you can't see anymore, but the camera is in fact plugged in. And I'm using the wrong SSD again. That is a Windows SSD. Where is my... blue SSD? Oh. It's on this other machine that I was working on. So we're going to have to shut this down. Shut down. Yes. This machine over here has charging issues, so we're going to have to deal with that at some point as well. We'll leave that for another video. We will go ahead and plug this in. And we'll just do High Sierra. Why not? Now the CPU is getting hot, but we're going to do this quickly, so it shouldn't damage it really. I'm hoping. Come on. As soon as this boots up, we'll check the camera, and then we will do the same to the next logic board. Then we'll go ahead and clean the ME region on both, and we will see if, in fact, clearing the ME region excuse me, clearing the ME region of the BIOS will actually fix our problem. So we don't have Wi-Fi hooked up, but that's okay. Can we do FaceTime or photo booth? No camera available. So it says to use FaceTime, connect a camera. So it's not seeing the camera. So there's board number 1. We'll shut it down. Now this is not really a how to troubleshoot a no camera issue. This is just me kind of seeing if, in fact, cleaning the ME region will fix the no camera problem. So we'll go ahead and pull this logic board out and set it to the side. This is going to be a somewhat long video because I am going to show the process and the tool that I use to do it. There are a couple different ways you can clean the ME region on the BIOS. We're going to be doing it the somewhat straightforward way. Okay, we're going to put this board over here. We're going to grab our second logic board here. This is a 1.4 gigahertz Core i5. I'll make sure to keep the paperwork with them so I don't confuse them. Camera not detected. And I'm pretty sure I didn't clean the ME region on these beforehand. Hence the note. Speaker cable done here. Bear with me, I'm tired. It is 1 o'clock in the morning here. I just wanted to do an experimental video because I was on Wikipedia and I saw something mentioning cleaning the ME region solves some problems. I had another MacBook Air in my shop that had power or booting issues where it would hang up on the Apple logo and freeze. And I cleaned the ME region and it actually fixed it. And now that MacBook actually boots up very quickly and I've had no issues whatsoever. So that cleaning the ME region definitely worked on that device. But any of my logic boards that I have that are not recognizing a camera, I have not tried this on, and I want to try it and see. Unfortunately, I have 4 logic boards that have the same issue. 5, excuse me. I have 5. So I have these 2, which are 00165 boards. I have a third one over here, which is a 3437 board from 2013-14 MacBook Airs. And then I have a 5th one that actually has U3900, which is the camera IC is actually shorted and it gets extremely hot, so I need to replace that. And I think that should solve that one, and that I'm going to save that for another video. I should check the battery on this. Okay, we're going to boot the second. Option boot on the second logic board. CPU is getting warm. Of course, it's going to boot. These are working logic boards, so shouldn't have any problems powering them on. They just will not see a camera. Did we get the trackpad hooked up? this. Whoa, hey, sorry. I bumped the USB port. Come on, don't be mad at me. Please. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump it. Boot to Catalina. Excuse the mess. Kind of got a mess here. After this, I'll bust out the tool I will be using, which is called a Medusa 3, and it's a wonderful tool that I've used to fix many boards. It's worth the money. CPU's getting pretty hot. Hurry up. All we're going to do is check the camera real quick. I do have the camera plugged in, by the way. I'll show you that once I power down if you didn't see. To be honest, if cleaning the ME region fixed one out of the two of these boards, I would be ecstatic. If it fixed them both, I would be shocked. I don't think either one of these suffered liquid damage, but I don't remember. Unfortunately, I didn't keep very good notes. I did do a post-repair function test on this board, on this previous board, and I ripped my paper right down my logo. That's not good. But anyway, I did a post-repair function test and no device on the camera, so I need to check the battery power on this once it boots to see. CPU's hot still. Come on. Let's go. Now I could have sat and spent time and put thermal paste and heatsink on the CPU and everything, but I figured for these quick tests, there's really no point. And okay, we're gonna have to restart because my USB port, my drive is not recognizing anything. Try this again. Should just do High Sierra. I'm gonna get my charger ready just in case. Not sure how much juice this battery has in it. So basically the first 25 minutes of this video are going to be me showing that the cameras are not working on these logic boards. These two. I'm glad I only have two really instead of like three or four because this would be a really long video. Although cleaning the ME region will be relatively quick. And I'm really excited. I hope it fixes at least one of the two. That would be awesome. I think I'm going to attempt to clean the ME region on both of these. And if we get a 50% success rate, so if one of the two is repaired and sees the camera, we'll go ahead and test them after we clean the ME region. I will move on to a bonus. I'll move on to a bonus and do the same for this 3437 board, which is from a 2013 MacBook Air that is not seeing the camera as well. Excuse me for just one moment. I'll be right back while this boots up. Alright, were you guys paying attention? What happened? Does this board not want to cooperate? I wasn't here to see. Does this board have other issues that I don't know about? Try Catalina again? Are we just gonna do one board? Wasn't here to witness what's going on. Is it overheating? Whew! Ow. That CPU is very hot. We may actually have to put a fan and a heatsink on that. Ow. It may not boot. That was very hot on my finger. Okay. Oop. We're going to go ahead and shut it down and put a heatsink on it and a fan. I'm not sure it's happy. May not boot without. Only takes a couple of seconds to put some thermal paste and stuff on. Put some Arctic MX4 on here. Take that. Put this out of the way. Put a heat sink on here. Got no problem with putting a heatsink and a fan on here if it'll keep it from overheating and it'll actually allow it to boot. I think the CPU on this one is getting way too hot. Yes, hello kitty cat. Mm-hmm. Well, come here. Keep this out of the way. Put our fan down here. Come on. Whoops. Alright. We'll get us a little... make sure you use a small screw for this one so you don't long screw the logic board. Alright, let's see what happens now. Put this back in. Got fan spin. See if the CPU's happy now. It's probably getting a little hot. We could have other issues with this board, I don't know. We'll try to boot this one more time, and if it doesn't work, then we'll just move on to that single board and see if we can't try it. I don't want to spend 5 hours trying to get one board to boot. Should be happy now. We got a spinning fan. Yeah, it was just mad. It was getting too hot, so it wouldn't start up. That was the issue. It was mad. Wanted a heat sink and a fan. It said, hey, I'm running too hot. Not going to boot. I'm mad. Give me a heat sink and a fan, please. Alright, let's see if we've got a camera on this board. No camera available. Alright. Okay, and we have 92% battery, so we're good. We're going to go ahead and shut this down. Shut down. Shut down. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to get our Medusa. We'll leave this board in, and we're not going to do anything because this doesn't have a JTAG connector. Rats. Alright, so this board's out. got to put a JTAG connector on here because we cannot use the Medusa unless there is a JTAG connector. So this board is now out. It's probably why I have not cleaned the ME region on this one yet. I don't think I have any undo the battery. I don't think I have any JTAG connectors sitting around that I could just quickly solder on. I'm gonna have to order some. So that could be the only reason why this board's not running, is because I have not put a new JTAG connector, an SPI connector on here on this board. So that pretty much concludes the testing for that board. However, we still have this one. So our testing is slowly starting to degrade. But you know what? If I can get one board so I can say I tried. Be worth it. Makes me mad. I don't know why I didn't have notes on that, but it makes sense why that one's still probably in the rabbit hole box, because I have not had a chance to put a new SPI connector on it so I can clean the ME region. The only other option is, if you don't have the SPI connector, you have to remove the BIOS chip, solder it to an external board, then you have to open a hex editor and do all this other stuff. There's a lot of steps that are required to clean the ME region. On a computer that does not have a SPI connector. I'm going to show you the easy way. There's plenty of videos out on YouTube on how to do it the hard way. I'm sure it's very tedious. You're going to grab a USB. That's the wrong cord. Grabbing a USB to a mini not C, a USB port. It's this one right here. And I have a USB docking station that I can plug it in. This device only requires 5 volts. So it's a relatively quick process. We'll take our Medusa, which is this device here. And then there's these adapters you have to use for the appropriate logic board. Ours is an 820000165, so we'll use this red adapter. It's got the small SPI connection. I'm going to put the cable on here, and then we're going to attach it to the board. Oop, it's already got battery power, so we're going to attach it to our chipmunk first. Not our chipmunk, our Medusa. Actually, the guy, Harold, the person who created this, also creates chipmunks. Alright, and we're going to apply power to this device. Okay. Then we're going to use our tweezers to push these dip switches. We're going to do 3 and 5. That means clean ME region. And then you push the button to start. We're going to go ahead and start. No chip seen. Alright, we might have to apply external power to this. Okay, now it is writing to the Mac ROM. Cleaning the ME region should take, 15 to 30 seconds. And we'll go ahead and power the board on and see if it worked. And that chime says that we are done. So that is how quick it is to clean the ME region using the Medusa. Now, if you choose to do it the other way, where you desolder the SPI ROM, solder to another board externally, and then you have to use a hex editor and everything else to, as well as a dump of the BIOS to clean the ME region. I mean, I'm kind of skipping a few steps. It's pretty involved. If you choose to do it that way, that's fine. But I find using the Medusa is much faster. Granted, that tool is pretty pricey. I think I paid $275 for it, and it's like $40 each extra for each adapter. So it is costly slightly, but you saw how quick it was to do that, to clean that ME region using the Medusa versus like I said, I don't have a video posted of me cleaning an ME region of a chip manually, but there are plenty of videos out there of people doing it, and it's pretty involved. So let's go ahead and check and see what happened. If it worked or not, this video is going up to YouTube because I want to be able to say I tried at least one board, and then I will get a SPI connector for this board and try it as well. Not in this video, but I will just post another video of me putting the JTAG connector on here. I could harvest it from another board, but that's not very time saving, I guess you would say. Alright, well, let's see what happened. Nope. Still says no camera detected. So that did not work. Let's restart just to be sure. There could be many other issues that are causing the camera not to be detected. And as an aside note, I'm going to put a known working logic board into this machine after I remove this machine or this logic board from the machine. I have an actual 2015 logic board here that actually works. We will confirm that the camera does in fact work on this test machine. This is my test chassis. I use it a lot, and so I'm very confident that the camera in fact does work on this computer. But just to confirm that, we will put this other logic board in real quick and make sure. And if that works, we will conclude this video, and maybe we'll do another one of me cleaning the ME region of this board and see if it works. Alright, let's try FaceTime again. Nope. No camera detected. Okay, fair enough. So it did not work. On this logic board, we'll go ahead and shut it down and remove it. And we will put it back in the rabbit hole box to be fixed at a later time. Wait for the screen to de-energize. There we go. Okay. We will go, and you can see the camera is in fact connected. I did not forget to do that. Remove our one logic board screw. Okay, you are going back in here. We will work on you at a later time. Now, I cannot remember if I've tried to see if the camera IC is in fact shorted or the RAM that goes to it is functioning like the power rails. Well, actually I did, because this sheet declares that. So I don't know if it could be SMC related or what else could be wrong. These are my logic boards, so I'm not terribly concerned with getting them fixed immediately. These are just, like I said, these are 1 and 2 of many quote-unquote rabbit hole boards that I have in a box that I like to pull out every couple of months as I gain knowledge, in hopes that maybe I might learn something to fix them. Alright, so this guy's going to stay on the table, and then here is our known working board. Whoops. We're going to go ahead and put you back into this anti-static bag for now. Since you don't have an SPI connector, we gotta put one on there. Oh, whoops. I forgot that I put a heat sink and stuff on there. Okay. Alright, well, we'll deal with you later. This 3437 does have an SPI connector on it. And I think I might have a chassis sitting around for a 2013-14 Air 13-inch. So we may try it on that one as well. But we're just going to confirm really quick. There's our camera plugged in. We're just going to confirm quickly that our camera does in fact work on this test chassis, or test computer, whatever you want to call it. Just for my sanity. Wouldn't that be hilarious that I grab a test chassis that the camera is actually malfunctioning on? Go ahead and hook up our right speaker. Okay, we're good. We're going to apply power via the battery, and I'm going to boot up, pushing the power button. We've got a fan spin. We'll go ahead and let it boot up. And like I said, this isn't going to be a repair video. This is going to be more of kind of a flying by the seat of my pants. Hey, I got an idea. Let's see if what I read will actually work. Let's see if we can clean the ME regions on these boards and see if they'll work or they'll recognize the camera. We're going to rule a camera out right now. Okay. We're going to have to option boot. Do I have a... oh, I've got it. I actually have a 2013 chassis sitting, chassis sitting right behind me. So in theory, we could try to clean the ME region on this logic board and see if it works. I honestly think it's a long shot, but it's worth a try. It's not going to hurt anything to try. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and log in on this. Go to FaceTime. And as you can see, the camera is working. So, yeah, there's me. Hi. The camera is actually working on this chassis. So, just as I suspected, the camera does in fact work on this. And you can see the camera is right there. So that is 0 of 1 for cleaning the ME region. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull this board out. This is a known good working board from 2015. Hold the battery. Wow, that got awfully hot. Ouch. Wow. Board got hot pretty quick. This board is pretty hot-blooded. Unhook our camera. So our camera does in fact work in my test chassis, which I had no doubt it did because I use this chassis all the time. Okay, so that's our good working 2015 board. Okay, now we're going to say good night to our 2015 test chassis. So good night. Thank you for your help. And we can clean the ME region on this board. Now since I can put the logic board in the chassis and clean the ME region, we're going to go ahead and put it in the test housing and confirm that the camera is not working. And this computer has a board in it. Oh, that's that. What's wrong with this? SSD issue. May need to flash SPI ROM. Oh yeah. Huh. So we have an SSD problem with this logic board. That'll be a whole nother repair. We're not going to worry about that now. We want to use this chassis to check if the ME region, if cleaning the ME region will in fact restore the camera function. Bear with me, I have a bunch of screws to remove. This is quite amusing since I have plenty of other logic boards that would fit in this computer lying around that I could just replace it and be done, but my brain is insistent on fixing the issues with this board. Huh, the infamous replacement LCD from one of my favorite vendors. Alright, whoop. And you are out of here, sir. Here's our 2013 MacBook Air board. We're going to see if flashing the BIOS will fix this one. And the thing we have to remember is not every repair is a success. Rather, every repair is a learning experience. Alright, and just like that, we're ready to boot up. Well, there is no battery in this test housing, so we're going to use AC power. Going to take a minute to post. CPU is getting warm, so it is in fact going to start up. And there's our chime, as I would expect. hoping it's searching my external hard drive for an OS to boot from. Seems like some MacBooks do that on a Mac and some do not. Got a flashing activity light, which is a good sign, so it's searching. And there's an Apple logo. This is great. This is going to be a 1-hour video on not a whole lot. But it just goes to show you can't win them all. I've posted quite a few successful board repairs and cannot be too biased and not accept failure once in a while. Okay, we're booting the OS. Let's check if our camera is functioning. No camera available. All right, we're going to go ahead and power down. We will clean the ME region and try see if it works. Okay, computer is now shut down. We will grab our, oops, I'm not sure why I put that away. I guess I was going to give up after the two boards. Well, this is a 3437 board, so the SPI connector is longer. So we're going to pick a different adapter. The green one. All right. Let's grab our Medusa. Medusa 2 to be exact. Plug the device in to power. I'm going to plug this in. All right. Hit the start button. Tells you what version the ME is. Whoops. And it's now cleaning it. And that quick, the Intel Management Engine region is clean. So go ahead and unhook everything. Wrap up our cables again. We'll put our Medusa away. Medusa 2, actually. Alright, we're going to go ahead and fire this board up again and see what happens. We hit the power button and let it boot. Just waiting for it to boot up. We're drawing 500 milliamps, so I know the board is turning on. Just have to give it a second. We do have an activity light on this Samsung SSD, so there we go. We'll go ahead and log in. Okay. Now let's see if it works. And no camera available. So it looks like just cleaning the ME region did not work. Now I know what you might be thinking, and I'm thinking it too. Did I do something wrong? Did I miss a step? Could there be other issues with the board? Sure. The camera IC could be shorted. There could be a number of things wrong that we didn't go over. This wasn't meant to be a step-by-step troubleshooting analysis. This is more meant as a, hey, I've got a harebrained idea. I read something on the internet. Let's try it and see if it works. Well, it didn't. Well, shoot. That's because the camera wasn't... Oh, gosh. The camera wasn't plugged in all the way? What just happened? Hold on, let's try that again. I just realized the camera wasn't plugged in all the way. Wait a minute. Alright. Not trying to get my hopes up, but let's try this again, huh? just for safe, just to be certain. I just noticed that when I went to unplug the camera connector, or the cable rather, that it wasn't all the way plugged into the connector, so I'm not sure if I moved the board, if I did something. That was kind of strange, so we're gonna try to see if I made a mistake and the camera actually works now. Come on. DCN board's not screwed down, so it's kind of tricky to, it's a bit fiddly. We'll go through the boot sequence again and make sure that in fact the camera's not working and I didn't do anything silly. Like not plug the camera in all the way. Hour and 6 minutes of speculating and throwing logic boards into machines. Not super productive, but not unproductive either. Alright, come on. There we go. This computer takes a little while to boot up, but that's okay. We're going to try the camera one more time. Because when I went to remove the logic board, the camera cable wasn't plugged in all the way. Which is a bit shisty. Come on. Nope, no camera detected. Okay. Well. Alright, well at least we made sure. Alright, so you can't win all the time. This goes to prove that just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true. So we clearly have other issues with these boards we need to address. At some point. Anyway, I'm going to remove this board out of here. And it's going to go back into the rabbit hole. A rabbit hole bin. Okay, camera connector was plugged all the way in. Let's confirm that. And I am unhooking stuff because there's no battery hooked in. So Alright, so you, unfortunately, my friend, are going back into rabbit hole purgatory, where you will wait out your life until I gain more knowledge and able to repair you, at which point you're probably not going to be worth anything, but hey. Good or bad, all knowledge is valuable. And with that said, I'm going to call a close to this video. And although we may not have learned anything, other than the fact that cleaning the ME region on your MacBook Air logic board when the camera is not detected may or may not fix it. In my case, it did not fix either of my boards. I can definitely rest assured that I tried. And I will continue to try. So, anyway, we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Take care.